It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Jon Mozes of the Altoona Curve is on the line with us. We talk a little baseball. Conversation brought to you by Marcus Mack, a law firm representing injured people. John, good morning to you.
Good morning. How's it going?
Wonderful, wonderful. But I, like a whole lot of people, wondering who in the world is Fabricio Macias?
Yeah, nice surprise to have Macias be productive for Altoona this week. He was with Greensboro last year, and when he first got to the Curve, I asked Kyron Madison about him, and he said, excited to have him because he came through with a lot of two-out RBIs for us last year and, sort of extended some rallies and innings for us, and he was excited to have him this year, and, heck, he's been productive. 3 doubles last night. That was a great performance. Good to see.
Yeah, really good. And people might be wondering as well if Aaron Shackelford can keep it up. He's an intriguing guy, too. He had 3 hits.
Absolutely. Yeah, Shackelford is the guy who really hits the ball hard, and, as you and I have talked about in the past, the guys who hit the ball hard are the ones who tend to end up having success at the upper levels and eventually in the major leagues. Shackelford has been a revelation at times this year, but the more they can get him in the lineup on a daily basis, the better he seems to swing it. So this is exciting to see him turn the corner.
Seems like we're reading the name Matt Frazier a lot more lately as well. Matt's had a tough start to the season, and here we are approaching the All-Star break, and he seems to be finding the stroke a little.
Yeah, him and Jared Triolo both hitting around 340 here in the month of July. It's great to see for Matt, who, as you mentioned, has sort of gone through it this year a little bit. Got off to a real tough start, a lot of strikeouts, a couple double play balls, and, he's just stayed with the process and continued to put the work in. And I think it's great to see him, experience some of that success that he had last year. And, it's unfortunate the All-Star break is next week because I'm sure he would love to just keep it rolling next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, but everybody, I bet you, on the Curve, players and broadcasters like you alike, you're looking forward to a bit of a break.
Yeah, it'll be nice. I was talking to a couple of our guys. A lot of guys are going to end up going home, to spend 2-3 days around family and friends, see girlfriends and wives, and it's nice to break up the day-to-day a little bit and, get a chance to refresh a little bit, refresh the body as much as the mind. So, yeah, it's gonna be nice to have a couple of days off next week.
Refresh my mind here. Is the league using the split season concept again this year?
We are, yeah. So, Altoona does have a chance to still make the playoffs this year if they win the second half title, which they would do by having the best record in the second half, which began June 28th. So got off to the right start, winning the first 2 series of the second half, but still got some work to do here against Richmond this weekend. Yeah,
you do. That's an intriguing matchup with the Flying Squirrels, and the 2 teams have been battling it out. I think that's been pretty much the way with all of these teams that the Curve have played. There have been little mini streaks for each team in each of these series, and so the Curve is getting off to a good start this weekend against the Richmond Flying Squirrels. When you look at that lineup that the Curve is able to put out there, and granted, some guys have moved on, been promoted, some guys have been hurt, and they're not able to play, Davis and Gonzalez we think of there. There are guys that you look at and you say, that fella there, he's got a big hole in his swing, and until he closes that hole, there's going to be a problem. But you look at other guys and you say, I like that swing, and there's nothing glaring, no flaws, not a lot of mechanics to it, and that's a good swing that guy has. Are there guys like that on the Curve right now?
Yeah, there are a couple of guys who are starting to just, play a little bit better because they get more regular opportunity. If guys like Matt Gorski and Nick Gonzalez and Henry Davis, if they were in the lineup right now, we wouldn't see as much of Brent Sitta. We wouldn't see as much of a guy like Josh Bissonette. Even early in the season, it was hard to find a way to get Andres Alvarez into the lineup. But, as he has proven over the course of the year, he's opened a lot of eyes, and he is very much a productive player for Altoona this year and should have a bright future based on what he's shown this year. So, a guy like Andres Alvarez, I think, is a good example of what you're talking about, where he just needed that opportunity to showcase what he can do.
And you look at people, and speaking of opportunities, or Blake Sable with the home run last night, and you equate that to what's happening with the Pirates right now. And Jason DeLay, who last year was with the Curve, he's opened some eyes for the Pirates, and he's made a few differences in some ball games when nobody thought that Jason DeLay was going to be a factor in any of the Pirates games this year, and all of a sudden he's there. That's another one of those examples of guys who can step up from Double-A pretty quickly and play at the major league level.
Yeah, even though DeLay had some struggles with his bat in Altoona last year and really has never really been seen as much of a hitter, he's always been very good receiving behind the plate. He blocks the ball very well. The value of defense at catcher is extremely high. And, now that he's seeing some of the best pitchers in the world, and he's able to, make a little bit of an impact at the plate too. I mean, that's just gravy for the Pirates, a little bit unexpected for them, but really happy to see Jason's grind pay off. It was a bit of a long road for him to make it, and hopefully he can keep that success going.
Yeah, he puts the ball in the bag too, man. He can throw.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun watching him last year behind the plate. He just really excels on that end of the ball.
We have been looking at several pitchers this year for the Curve, expecting that they would step up. Sometimes they take their lumps, as Carmen did earlier in the week. And Kyle Nicholas, his outing, not the most stellar that he's had recently. Tell me about Luis Ortiz. He's going tonight, right?
Yeah, looking forward to Luis again. I mean, he's got a big fastball. It sinks into a right-hand batter, and it's mid to high 90s. He's been up to 100 miles an hour this year. But I think he's really opened some eyes in the organization this year with the way he's been able to use his changeup. He had an ability to spin that ball and use that slider a little bit last year. We saw his numbers down in Bradenton and Low A. And this year, I think it's just it's a bit tighter of a slider, and the changeup has really improved as the year has gone on. So now he's got the 3-pitch mix that you look for to be a starting pitcher in the major leagues. And he's got a big build to his upper body. He throws hard. He's got a great personality about him, and looking forward to watching Luis get back on it tonight. He's been probably the most consistent arm for Altoona this year.
Yeah, we might even see Christopher Melendez again. He made his debut, and that was a success.
Yeah, nice to see Melendez get back to it. Another guy with a big fastball. He's been pitching at AAA this year, but has struggled with walks. He's at 28 walks in 31 innings at AAA this year, which is a few too many to be successful against polished hitters. So, I think for Melendez, it's just about throwing more strikes consistently, and when he shows he can do that at this level, I think he'll likely head back to Indianapolis at some point.
Yeah. So All-Star break coming up next week. Give me the schedule of promotions. I know that you've got a big weekend coming, and then what happens after that?
So we're celebrating Christmas in July today. I know it's a little bit on the cooler side in Central PA today, so it's definitely a good night to come out and watch a game. First 1,000 fans are going to get a Curve snow globe if you come to the game tonight. That's presented by Sheets for Kids. We've got post-game fireworks tomorrow night. And then Sunday is one of our specialty jerseys. We're going to wear these really cool Hawaiian jerseys on Sunday afternoon, the final game before the All-Star break. That's a 1 o'clock first pitch to wrap up this segment of the schedule, because we'll have an All-Star break next week, which coincides with the Major League All-Star break, where we'll be off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week. And then we'll head off on a 9-game road trip, play 3 in Harrisburg beginning next Friday, and then we'll be in Bowie, Maryland for 6 games after that, returning in early August for a pair of 6-game homestands in the month of August. So, it'll be nice to get out of town a little bit and, let the guys, everybody can sort of refresh a little bit over this All-Star break, and then back into the saddle against Harrisburg next Friday.
I'm assuming that during the All-Star break, you're going home as well, and you're going to take the golf clubs with you.
I am. In fact, my golf clubs don't usually leave the trunk of my car, so any road trip that I'm on, they're usually with me. And looking forward to getting a couple of rounds in this week to just sort of relax a little bit. It'll be nice.
There you go. All-Star break coming up for the Altoona Curve. He's Jon Mozes. John, I appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you. Talk to you next week.
Have a great week.
You too.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1.